I'm Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Animal Sanctuary. Welcome to Serpentes Sunday for August 14th, 2022. This week is going to be a lot different than any Serpentes Sunday or other video that you've probably ever seen, because it's going to feature not only some of our animals, but my parents as well. My parents, Don and Carol Torini, who live right outside of St. Louis across the Mississippi River in Illinois most of the year, also come out to Colorado every summer and spend 2 or 3 months. They've been here since June, and they are leaving the day after tomorrow. So when you see this on Serpentes Sunday, they'll be packing up their RV to head back to Illinois. They spent lots of time with the animals here. We did some other things too, like we went bowling and we went shooting. I don't remember what all we did. We mainly just spent time with the animals because my mom's a big animal lover too, and we watched a lot of science fiction. My mom helped me feed some of the snakes, and I filmed some of that and some of her activities helping me with the snakes and other animals, and so that is what this video is going to be about this week. Some of it I'll narrate over, and some of it I'm just leaving the sound in so that you can enjoy the spontaneity of it all. My mom's a huge dog lover, and until recently always had a dog. Now they just have 2 cats, but she loves spending time with our dogs. And we have 15 dogs right now. 12 of those are collies, 11 of which are smooth collies. We have 1 rough collie, we have 2 poodle terrier mixes, and we have a Norwegian elkhound, and hopefully that adds up. We also have 44 horses at our animal sanctuary, and that horse on the right is actually my mom's Palomino, and the one on the left is my Pinto. I don't know what kind she is because she's a rescue. This is our leopard boa from Vin Russo. His name is Nebula, and my mom helped me feed him and clean his enclosure, and I didn't get any of that on film. So I was getting some B-roll to show you as I told you about this, and he acted like he wanted something else to eat, and I felt like I was teasing him because the targets were there. I had just fed another snake and I had a leftover Reptilink, so here I am trying to figure out how to hold the camera in one hand and the target and the Reptilink in the other hand so that I can film feeding him. And that's why this looks more crooked than usual, because I'm not using a tripod. He'd already seen the target laying right outside his door with the Reptilink on it, so I didn't feel the need to pick that up and show it to him again. He was ready, willing, and able to eat. The Reptilinks, I feel, are a little awkward for them to first get started when they grab it. If they don't grab it exactly on the end, it just seems awkward in their mouth, but they figure it out, and I left him hanging there to figure it out. My mom helped me feed our California king snake Grogu, and somehow she ended up holding him while he ate, but whatever. And then we moved him into a new enclosure from his 20-gallon tank. We put him in a 4x2x18 PVC enclosure with 2 levels. So he's got an enrichment shelf on top. And then the bottom shelf has all his old enclosure furnishings, some of his old substrate. I've yet to put new substrate in there, but I will put very deep substrate in there because he likes to burrow and make tunnels. But he also loves to climb. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to hang some more climbing apparatus in there for him. He has a few things, but he actually really spends a lot of time climbing. And so I'll figure something out for him. This is one of my mom's favorite snakes, Vashti, our false water cobra. So she had to go see Vashti, and she sat in front of Vashti's enclosure for a very long time, excited that Vashti was looking out. And then she was happy that Vashti was coming out, and she had to tell me that Vashti was coming out from underneath her swimming pool and that she was really moving around the enclosure and she was coming up to the window and she thought that she needed to be fed. My mom thought that Vashti needed to be fed, which she probably did. She is one of those false water cobras that hides a lot, burrows a lot, and swims a lot. I know other people have false water cobras that are visible a lot and climb a lot and are really active out in the open a lot. Unfortunately for me, she's the type that just likes to burrow under the soil a lot, and she does swim a lot. I wish she climbed because I'm the type of person that likes snakes that climb, but she does climb a little bit. But here she is coming around to the front of the enclosure. I told my mom she was likely doing this because my mom was sitting there watching her, and that Vashti probably did think she was going to get fed. Now, my mom hasn't figured out to turn the phone horizontal to get wider angled shots. So all of the footage my mom took is going to be vertical up and down footage. So just deal with it. It actually came out pretty well because this is through Vashti's PVC front. I haven't opened the doors yet. So my mom took all this through the plexiglass, or the glass. I'm sorry. Vashti's enclosure is real glass, and I hadn't cleaned it yet though. So this is taken all through the glass. So my mom actually did a pretty good job. My mom loves Vashti. She thinks she's just a really neat snake. She loves the black eyes. And she proceeded to tell me that Vashti was practically starving and that I needed to thaw something out to feed her. So I absolutely went and I thawed out food for Vashti. False water cobras do have a very fast metabolism. They can actually eat fairly often, but I don't think Vashti eats as often as she could or should. She's not that big, and sometimes she does not come out to eat for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And I understand that they can eat more often, but if she's not out there looking for food, she's not going to get food. So I shifted her out, and she did a pretty good job. She's calmer than she used to be when she was younger, and my mom's taking this video. She shifted into the tub, but then she tried to snatch the food. Well, she did snatch the food and took it back into her enclosure with her, which wasn't going to work for me today because I needed to clean her enclosure. And so I moved her into the shift tub. It didn't faze her. She's used to this shift tub, and she was right in the middle of eating. And then my mom sat in front of the shift tub the entire time I was cleaning Vashti's enclosure and just watched Vashti eat. And then this is after Vashti ate. And my mom, of course, had to tell me that Vashti wanted something else to eat because she was looking out the front of the shift tub. So my mom videotaped Vashti trying to get out of the shift tub and looking out of the shift tub. Now, when I shift Vashti out into her temporary holding, she gets something to eat. And sometimes I'll throw something in there for her to find while she's waiting. I did not do that today. So that might be one reason why she's anxious to get back out, because she always knows when she shifts back to her normal habitat that then she gets another food item for shifting back. So she was probably wondering why she didn't get that middle food item, and then she was probably ready to shift back. So here's Vashti shifting back. She actually did better shifting back, I think, than she did shifting out in the first place. And this is her enclosure after it's been cleaned and she has fresh water. And I know she pretty much just launched herself onto the target, but that's fine. Whatever works. I mean, I'm just happy that she shifts out and back in, and it makes life easier for everybody. And she was able to learn that behavior, as were all of the false water cobras that Michelle Williams worked with at West Liberty University. If you're interested in reading about our training project with them, that paper is published in the journal Animals, and the primary author is listed as Michelle Williams. This is Vashti's full enclosure. I wanted you to be able to see it. She's in a 6 foot by 3 foot by 18-inch enclosure. Next, you're going to see our 7-year-old Python Regis Soji, and she ate I don't know how many times while my parents were here because my dad kept teasing her with the fly swatter. He was swatting flies and figured out that she would follow the swy swatter. And I told him it was because she was target trained, and I felt like he was teasing her, so I fed her a lot while they were here. I'm going to just let this video play and speak for itself. I'm not feeding you. I'm just checking on you. I don't know why you're out and looking like that. I do not have any food, Soji. Hopefully my dad didn't tease you with the False Water or anything. Get back in. Well, I knew my dad had been sitting on the couch right in front of Soji's enclosure just a few minutes before she was behaving this way, so I was pretty sure that he did something to make her think she was going to get fed. I felt bad for her, so I went and thawed out a Repti link for her, and she seemed to me like she was pretty hungry. My mom and dad did help me feed the horses and take care of the animals while they were here. They didn't stay with us, but they drove down from the house they stay in out here in Colorado quite a bit, and they helped me feed horses. They helped me feed dogs and cats and other animals, as well as the snakes. And you're going to get to see my mom feeding one of the snakes right now. Find out where his head is.
Isn't that his head right there?
Does he see the target? I mean, all I see is his body. If his head doesn't see the target. Here, let me see. Okay. See, his head's way back there behind that leaf. So now put the target up there. Not too close to him. Let me see it. Because we want him to come out.
So his head's on the other side?
Yeah. It's behind all those bushy leaves, and he's partway on his rock and his log. And I want him to come out, so his head's at least hanging down over this.
Galaxy, bring that over
here. Here he comes, Mom. Oh. Get ready. So, no, not yet. Hide the food. Until I'll tell you when to give it to him, okay?
Galaxy, bring that in here.
All right, here he comes.
Okay.
Okay, get ready. Now when his head, we want his head to come over that ledge. Okay, so now give him the food. Just put it in front of his face. And I'll let go with the tongs. Good job.
He likes those.
This is a 3-month-old Python Regis named Himmer, and my mom has decided this trip that this is one of her favorite snakes. She kept calling him the purple snake. So she held him quite a bit, and he wants to come out practically every day, and it's super weird because he comes out during the day. He wakes up in the morning and wants out on the activity station, and he stays out and he's active all day, and then I end up putting him away towards the evening. And so my mom learned about rolling the activity station up to his enclosure and letting him come out, and then how to put him back on the activity station when she was done holding him. So she spent quite a bit of time with Himmer and really enjoyed him and was just fascinated that he was awake and so active during the day. And I'm fascinated with that too, being that he is a Python Regis. It's a little bit unusual for the species. So this is my dad and I who bowled against my mom and my husband, and we won 3 games out of 3, and they were pretty happy about coming in second place. So we had a really good time. We went bowling a couple of times while they were here. These are my first 2 carpet pythons, Spike and Drusilla, and my mom pretty much named them. She's a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. And then these are 2 of my cats, Martoof and Sokar, that my mom also spent a lot of time with. Even spent time with this cat, Vala, who has a habit of getting over-roused and biting. Thank you so much for watching and indulging me this week as I included some of my family in this week's Serpentes Sunday. Next week, we'll have a more traditional Serpentes Sunday video. And until then, everybody, please remember to always be kind and love your animals.